to stop. Hey! Welcome to Getting the Herd, and we have a special guest today, and she is.
Hello, I am Deanna.
And Deanna, where are you from?
I am from Charlottesville, Virginia.
Are you currently a participant in Missions program?
I sure am, happily.
Oh, great. And this person over here.
I'm Dixie. I'm the medication and drug screening coordinator here at the McShin Foundation.
Woo, woo.
Woo, woo.
I'm Joyce, the intake coordinator and CPRS. Today is a Wednesday. It's an exciting day. Dixie actually went this morning and talked in front of school, and she was so nervous, guys. And guess what? She killed it. So tell us a little bit about it.
I get nervous talking to people. It's a little bit different with the podcast because there's like nobody in front of me.
But there's everyone.
But I can look at myself and you guys. So it's a little bit easier that way, but I don't like doing public speaking. I get really bad anxiety and I'm really ADD and ADHD. So I get all sidetracked and stuff. So I get nervous. So this morning, I went with Honesty to Hanover High School to talk to like the pre-nursing students there and just, told my story and talked about McShin with her. And she said I did good.
Yeah, you did awesome. And didn't somebody come up to you guys?
There was somebody that came up to us afterwards and was talking about how both of her parents are addicts and her mom was currently incarcerated in Chesterfield County and wanted to see about getting her help.
And that's why we do everything we do. Because didn't it feel good, Lo? Like you got your story out. And I always say if we can help at least one person, it's worth what we do.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you got instant gratification because somebody came up to you.
So I'm the youngest staff member here.
You are?
How are you?
I thought I was.
Girl. And I'm always the one
got kids older than her.
Not really. I'm always the one that goes and they ask me to go talk to the kids at whatever school or whatever. I guess because I'm basically a child. So I relate to them a lot. So I enjoy going to talk to kids. I can like speak their language and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun. I enjoy it.
That's awesome. Jesse calls you our 21 Jump Street. Do you know what 21 Jump Street is?
I watched the movie, but when he said the text message, I was confused.
There was a TV series back. I know, Deanna, you know that, right? And with Johnny Depp when he was younger.
Yes.
And he was in there. And so it's an undercover cop, but you're our undercover recovery person.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Because you can infiltrate.
When he said that text message, I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. Well, we all knew, except you and half of everybody else on staff.
Yeah.
So Deanna, you're at McShin. Today, this is what, your third week?
It is.
You got one more week. I think I was counting earlier.
Yep, one more week. And
how has it been since you've gotten here?
Way too much fun.
Way too much fun.
Yes, okay. I wasn't aware that it would be this much fun. I would have come a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I do have to stop every once in a while and ask myself if we're supposed to be having this much fun.
And you found out you can actually have fun in recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
What brought you to McShin? Just a little bit about
it was becoming more of a heavy drinker, and this past year mostly it got out of control. Specifically around 2014 when my daughter died, and since then it's just progressively gotten worse. And so I think the biggest thing was it was becoming like a medical thing.
Yeah.
I could tell that I was literally killing myself from the inside out. And so my husband found this place online. I have done research on programs in the past for him for a different reason. And everything from Charlottesville down to Florida. And I never came across any place like this.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
It's totally different than what you would even expect, correct?
Absolutely.
I mean, I went to another type of rehab, but mine was more clinical. I definitely didn't even start learning about recovery until I actually came McShin in our sober living. So what would you say is your favorite thing about being here?
Pretty much everything. Because it's not just a one-way street, and there's all these different paths and everyone encourages you and has respect for what you believe in and what works for you, because something works, different for everyone. And I really
that sounds like something I say. What works for you may not work for me.
Exactly. So I'm big on that. And the fact that McShin not only respects that, but they offer the resources, they offer all of the different things that is needed to help people do whatever it is that they need to do.
And, another thing that's great about McShin is that the resources that we have to extend to you, it actually extends to our own family. I actually been, when we're in our active addiction, we, like, for example, for me, my stuff didn't start getting hard till like 2 years before I like you know, just started happening a couple years or whatever. And I found that during those 2 years, I did a lot of just focusing on myself because of my selfishness and everything, and kind of ignoring my sons. And so now I feel like I'm playing catch up with it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had an incident this week with my kids where I'm like, well, you know, maybe I'm doing too much, but I don't know where is the, you know, line, because I know you as well. Like you just got Kaiser back. And we feel like we're overcompensating.
Overcompensating. I feel like I constantly have to like do extra. Like I have to take him places all the time. That costs a lot of money, or like buy him whatever he wants. And I'm just now starting, like Christmas. My mom was like, "Dude, stop."
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so now I'm just now starting where I can say no to him if we go to a store. I won't even go to a store with him now because it's hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
But if I do, I'm like, no.
You're starting to understand your limitations and set your boundaries for
like,
that.
Mom, Mom can't do that.
It's
Clean
really
your
important.
Your brain.
Yeah. That's good. But that's what we need to do. And I think a lot of women that are in recovery right now are probably feeling the same thing that we feel about this, because the fact that, you know, we feel like, you know, we did neglect them during that time and we have to play catch up. But I think there's a certain, like you said, a boundary. Like, have you been able to set some kind of healthy boundary? I mean, you're still in, you know, in the rehab part, so you're probably still trying to do the makeup. So we're going to be here to help you and say, we got to set some kind of boundaries, but tell us what to do.
I had to actually do that before because of all of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And with the little additional money from, you know, from unemployment. Yeah. And my department still hasn't opened up. But just that last summer, because I haven't had any money for so long, and I always had to be the no person, I went a little overboard. And so because of that, it helped me set up those boundaries last summer. And with this, you know, my kids and I have many telephone conversations in regards to, you know, what we need to talk about and what is okay to talk about, and talking in general and not arguing. And so boundaries with just communication is now what we're working on. So it's turning out to go good so far. I really am proud of my kids and how good they are, you know, the respect, and they have really great manners, and we're really close. So if that helps.
That's exactly what I have as well. Is like, you know, mine are, they're really well mannered. Mine are as well. And they even come up here and help sometimes. They do volunteer work here, but you know, they still have their little thing where they're like, well, you know, you weren't there. And so I had to actually utilize one of our resources that we send you guys to, Dr. Bronson, for my youngest, because I'm like, you know, let me get you evaluated, because I want to make sure I didn't do anything extra. But you know, I think that a lot of women in recovery, and men too, like men try to overcompensate as well. So I just think that it'd be great for us to find some way to have a healthy boundary.
Yeah. Absolutely.
With communication, you were talking about like the boundaries with that. I'm learning how to also, like, me and my mom had a really tumultuous relationship, and we have finally, my mom's like my best friend. Me and her are really close. We're close in age, so we're really close. So she's kind of like more like a sister sometimes. My mom, which is fine because she's definitely my mom when she needs to be.
Right.
But like we would argue, we didn't know how to communicate with each other. So now we're in a place where she still gets in these tangents where she doesn't know how to speak to you. She has to yell at you. And I normally I like to argue. So I would argue back with her. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, listen, when you calm down, call me back. And I'll just hang up on her. And then she won't call me back. So like I'll give her a couple days and then I'll call her back. But I'm starting to like learn how to set those boundaries with my mom. Like rebuilding that relationship has probably been the hardest out of all of them.
I think that's what I'm doing with my husband. You know, because we've been together 29 years. So going from being teenagers through early adulthood and then some through all this together has been a lot. You know, he was there right after my mom, you know, she's been in recovery for 33 years.
Your mom has?
Oh, so that's she's amazing. A huge inspiration. And it's funny because what she did 33 years ago, she put herself in AA, and it was like AA in the book and church, and that's all there was. And that's, you know, growing up with that, going to meetings with her and then seeing what it's like here is so relieving in a way, you know, because it's like learning that 10% of the addiction, you know, the drinking part is only 10% of what's going on. But then being offered the tools and the resources to help with the 90% is priceless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're right, though. The drinking was you know, it was the minimum part. Our self-esteem and our self-worth. I think that was the big thing that I lost. That's why I kept drinking.
Yeah.
the communication. I don't even know what I said back then. I don't even know if you understood what I talked about. And I said what I said, and then I'll be like, I said what I said.
Because I said it.
So sorry. I'm actually, and I apologize. I'm, right when I set my appointment for my younger son, like I was telling you guys, apparently, they had to coordinate the ride that was sitting outside and he didn't see. So anyway, sorry about that. So communication's great. Boundaries are awesome.
They're hard to set, but we're getting there.
We're absolutely. It's a process.
I was talking to you last Wednesday, and you were talking about how much you love the art thing that y'all do.
I do.
She was like, if I can live there, I would live there.
Absolutely.
What is it? What do you guys do? Can you tell us a little about
everything? So she, like, it's so wonderful. It really is cool. So she has accumulated lots and lots of different things, everything from stamps and paints to markers and books and ripping pages. And I mean, it's just awesome. So she creates all these different art projects and it makes me kind of feel like I'm in elementary school again.
Yeah.
Except it's like the adult version.
Right.
And so all the material everywhere is just, that's my thing. I'm really big into DIY and like upcycling things. I love upcycling to the fact, my husband is now throwing away everything in my room at home. Well, not everything.
But you can start everything over.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's not, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what it took me to get some?
I know, but then it's old memories. Let's start it all new. These are my new recovery things.
Yeah.
No, see, you don't understand.
She's like, absolutely not. What are you talking about?
My daughter and my son are actually picking things out that they know that I'll forget about. So it works out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun. And she is really just a happy, down to earth person. She starts out with, something from a passage from the the book, and then we go on to creating beautiful things.
That's awesome. Dixie, can you read a little bit of the comments? I know that there's a few and I can't, I still can't. Are you not able to see?
I know. I never honestly says I need to bring my glasses in here. Gosh. I don't even know where they're at, to be honest.
We're John Quick.
John Quick said, "Hi there, ladies."
Hi, John.
What up?
Then he said, "Great job.
Thank you.
This is my cousin Bunny." Bunny said, "Very proud of you, Dixie."
Yeah, I'm proud of her too.
She
grew up.
Okay. And then Gwen Smith said, "Hello, ladies. Keep working on it."
Whew, we are.
Joey Jewell said, "Hello, ladies."
Hello, Joey.
And then Gwen Smith said, "Have you heard of Women of Sobriety? It's a very encouraging program." I have not.
I haven't either. I think that's something we should look into.
Yeah.
Gwen, do you have any information that you could send in a link or anything? If you could, we would love it.
And Lane said, "Hey there, Huns."
Hey, hun. We love the comments. We love that you guys are actually listening to us. Sometimes we feel like we're talking to ourselves.
Gwen, definitely. If you have any information about it, I'll Google it when I get out of here. But drop some info on it so we can get a little educated. That'd be
then we can pass it on because today is Wonderful Women Wednesday.
Yeah,
is it Wonderful Women Wednesday?
It's just Wednesday.
Wednesday woman. Are you a woman Wednesday? Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So you've been doing a lot of fun things in the house. Patrick.
Oh, there she goes.
Women for Sobriety. I'll add a link. Okay, that'd be awesome.
Thanks, Gwen.
That's great.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. So you're having a lot of. Y'all have chickens over there?
We do.
How is that?
We call them chicken ladies. So they're
not the McChickens.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now, apparently they don't lay eggs until closer to a year old. So, yeah. So we're getting them. We're gonna get them.
We'll
set
send
up
you an egg
boxes
if you're still around.
You'll be around. So this is what I want to do.
Okay.
What's your plan?
Okay. So next week is my last week.
Mm-hmm.
So but not last week.
What
forever.
day?
It's apparently the 1st is my end of my 28 days.
Mm-hmm.
But the weekend of like the 4th or whatever. So right after that, I'll have the 30 days. And I was thinking about taking an overnight at home, dip my toes in a little bit, and then come back for that week. And make that my last week.
Okay.
But don't make it your last week. Let's not set any time period.
Listen to my words.
Okay.
Just breathe in, breathe out. And just. So then I want to talk about doing some groups. Come back to Richmond.
Okay.
So my kids' pediatricians, my doctor, dentist, everything is still here in Richmond because I lived here for about 17 years. And we only go to Med Express in Charlottesville. We come back here for all the good stuff. I left my Vivitrol shot here. So the once a month I have to come back here anyway.
Okay.
And
have you already got the Vivitrol shot this time or you haven't scheduled
I'm going to get it.
She's on the pill right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Which it's great.
Oh yeah. I love the Vivitrol shot. I was on it for 11 months and it's what I actually contribute partial of my recovery to. Like I think, me because of the cravings that we have as alcoholics, that was a big thing for me. And with the Vivitrol shot, it kind of stopped that. And it just kept me where I had that feeling of safeness, I guess.
I think that's
and
what I'm
was
looking
on it for
for.
11 months, and now I just celebrated 2 years in March.
Congratulations.
After her, but I'm trying to catch up.
I'm sorry, I keep yawning, y'all. I'm tired.
It's hot outside. It wears you out.
I can't.
Not looking at her anymore. She'll make me go to sleep.
So
your plan. So you want to come up here, run groups.
I would like to come up here and do some groups.
That'd be awesome.
I want to stay a part of this process in McShin because McShin is just a great thing.
I think what's awesome about it, honestly, touched on this when we went to go talk to the kids today. It's peer-to-peer. So you don't have like a clinician or somebody telling you what's going on with you, like trying to tell you about your disease.
What you feel like.
Yeah, like when they've never lived through it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and there's other factors. I mean, you have your whole life that you're built around this thing. And so...
And I don't know about y'all, but like, I think peer-to-peer works more because, I say it as a teenager, right? My mom told me, don't drive 60 miles an hour on this road. It's unsafe. I'm going to still do it. You know what I mean? But if my friend said, look, don't drive 60 miles an hour on this road, then I'm probably not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you'd rather listen to what a peer has to say than someone of, that is of, I guess, clinical or, someone that kind of looks up. You got to look up to me. This person got a degree. How are you going to tell me?
That's what I used to.
Yeah.
I used to have that same mindset whenever somebody would like go to school for. I'm like, how are you going to tell me about myself? No disrespect to them whatsoever. Just for me, my personal experience, it was just better for me to listen to like somebody that's been through the same exact experiences and sometimes the same traumas and stuff that I've been through. So like if you've been through it, I can relate to you more. That means I'm going to listen to you more. You know what I'm saying? So Joey Jewel, he said, how do we go about establishing healthy boundaries with those closest to us without offending or pushing them away?
That's a really good question. Woo. What would you do? Because I think you run into that quite often.
Oh gosh, I did.
I'm putting you on the spot.
God knows.
So what I would do, and I don't know if mine's correct or not, but like I have to establish healthy boundaries without someone thinking that I'm not like, what do they say now? Acting funny because you're not around. You know what I mean? So what I do is I kind of let them know, if they have a problem, I kind of try to help them, but then they want you to co-sign what they got going on sometimes. And I'm like, well, look, I'm not going to co-sign. So if you really want someone that's co-signing, you may not want to ask me. But I think Dixie would be better at this.
I'm going to be 100% honest right now. I still struggle with this.
It's hard.
I struggle with it a lot. And a lot of times with me, establishing healthy boundaries. How do I answer this? A lot of my friends that I've become friends with when I first got here and have remained friends with throughout this process, they some of them have went back out, and like me establishing healthy boundaries, like of course I'll check on them. I used to do that a lot the first few times, and then it got to the point where when you come back, I'll be here for you. I wouldn't enable them or co-sign them. And sometimes it's hard to talk to them when you're really, really close to them because I feel like they don't listen.
Oh yeah.
So that was that's something I still struggle with. I'm gonna be honest.
Honesty had a good suggestion. She said you just got to keep work. I think I've seen something that said something about, all right, here you go.
I'm a queen of boundary setting. It takes time to find out what works for you, though. It took me years. I'm still trying to figure it out.
And how to say no.
I get awkward. No. You know what I'm saying? I get awkward with it. So I'll kind of sometimes I just shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I've calmed down or when I've taken time to process the situation, then I'll try to go about it and have a conversation with somebody. And if they don't understand where I'm coming from, then, I just take a little time from them, but still be like, we're still friends. I'm still there for you, but I kind of have to like protect myself in the meantime.
Exactly.
Because I find that's.
Sometimes people get offended by it.
Yes.
And if they get offended by it, I just got to realize like that's them. That's not me. Right. I got to do what, like I said, I have to do what I have to do to protect myself. And in the process,
yourself under the bus.
Right. And in the process, I don't want to hurt you in any type of way, but I also have to look out for myself and my recovery.
I think that's the most important thing is no matter what the situation is, as far as the boundary, we can be there to help, but we cannot put ourselves in harm's way. And with us being still, I think we're only 2 years in, which a lot of people, that some people may think like, wow, 2 years. But to us, I mean, that's still kind of a newcomer. We're still trying to adjust and we're still trying to see what works for us. So, I personally, sometimes if I am in a situation, I have to walk away. And that's me. And I've actually found other ways to refocus my energy. Like right now, it's working out. Like that's my thing now. But because I still got the guns. But anyway,
put them away.
Stop.
All right. So then, Hillary Davis. She said, "My first time here, learned about McShin Foundation and how you say that? AMID. AMID, the PRS training, and I was in March. AMID. I was in March and April of 2021.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool. And then Honesty said, or just went away from them physically. Yeah.
Yep, that's what we say. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Mary said, maybe give an update of what McShin offers to family members, when, where, and other resources available to loved ones.
Every Wednesday, and this is not just for McShin participants, family members, this is for anyone who's interested. Open. Yes, on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. is our family meeting, and it is ran by our certified substance abuse counselor, Moses. If you need information, you go to our website, which is www.mcshin.com. MCSHIN.
It's at the bottom of the screen right there.
Absolutely. It's right there. And if you go on there, you can see the list of meetings, and it's done by Zoom, and it's done every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And I don't know if most of you may not know Moses, but Moses is super awesome, and I recommend everyone to try it out.
Moses is literally amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He cracks me up.
Yeah.
He cracks himself up too.
Yeah. He's pretty awesome.
He's great.
He got me out of my shell, and I've always been really shy, and he made me come out of my shell when I was young, when I first started. And we have some other ones.
Yeah. So Betsy's new. Well, welcome, Betsy.
Welcome, Betsy.
And she also says, what time does the group start on Wednesday?
7 p.m. is the family group. And that's every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
And that's Zoom, right?
It's done via Zoom. Hopefully, I cannot wait until hopefully one day soon we can reopen everything like we had before. Our Wednesday nights in the past, Deanna, you didn't get advantage of this because of the pandemic and all that. But before on Wednesday nights, we would have a dinner at 5:15.
And it was good food.
It was so awesome. And
those were the good old days.
It was. There's a full cafeteria type thing down there.
Okay.
And so the family would come at 5:15. We would all eat at 6 o'clock. We'll have that community meeting, which you're used to. And then 7 o'clock, the family members would go up and meet with Moses, and he would do his family meeting. And then at 7:45 was the family anonymous. So it was like a whole Wednesday night cool thing. And I'm really looking forward to getting that done soon. I think it's going to happen soon.
I'm ready for it.
Me too. I want the meals. They had the good stuff.
They cook good. Them church folks cook real good.
Baked chicken.
That's what I'm talking about.
Potatoes.
Betsy says, what about the Women's Wednesday? What about this Women's Wednesday start? That was a lot of W, sorry.
Well, that's us. Every Wednesday they could celebrate women because we're women.
So the podcast is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and me and Joyce do it with women on Wednesdays. So it's our women. Would you say Wonderful Women Wednesday?
Yeah, Wonderful
Women
Wednesday. And welcome, Betsy, and we welcome you every Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday if you'd like to join.
And every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the podcast is always at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Yep.
Patrick Jones, what do you say?
Just curious, since y'all were talking about children earlier, how do you navigate including or at least informing young children of your recovery, or do you even make it known to them?
Well, that would be good for you in regards to Kaiser.
Kaiser comes to me with
meetings,
I can't talk today, y'all. Excuse me.
You can.
Kaiser comes with me to meetings. He sits and he is so good most of the time. Whenever we pass a church, before I started working here, he'd be like, Mom, that's where your meetings are.
Aww.
I don't know if he he probably doesn't realize what's going on. He doesn't really pay attention. He looks at the phone the whole time we're in a meeting. But I feel like I'm very open to it. It's definitely part of my past. I mean, I've lost custody of him due to my addiction. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something I'm going to keep from him. I want him to be educated on it. And I feel like sometimes, it's just my personal opinion, if your kids know about it and like grew up in it, maybe by chance, maybe it'll help them stay away from it. My son is,
or at least know what to do.
Right. My son, both of his parents are addicts. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just hope that like him growing up with me through this process, it'll teach him what not to do.
And see, with me, like my children are grown ages. They're 19 and 23. So they were able to see their mom when their mom was good, like the perfect quote unquote mom, but then the drinking mom. And then they seen the mama that bounced back. So they definitely are like before because I didn't even know when I was an alcoholic. Honestly, I didn't know anything about recovery. I didn't even know recovery was a thing until I learned about it. But, you know, they're very involved. I mean, they've gone to meetings with me in the past. Like I know I don't go to a lot, but when I do, they've gone with me. They're and happy to volunteer here, but they know the importance of it. And they kind of keep it with themselves away. Like I haven't seen them drinking stuff or anything like that.
I feel like, I mean, some people are against it. Yeah. I'm just not one. Concert actually, like about 2 weeks ago, him and Jason, my boyfriend, brought me lunch or something one Friday. And that night he was like, Mom, when I get big enough, I want to work with you where you work. And I was like, well, I hope, you don't. You don't. Could. But I mean, okay.
But they could come in if they're not in recovery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Betsy said thank you. And then Tyrese, is that how you say that? What does this group represent?
Awesomeness.
I mean, yeah, women empowerment. What do you mean?
Drop the mic.
Women in recovery.
Woo.
That's basically what it is. Nathan hosts the podcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Wednesdays. It kind of just became a thing.
I don't even know how we signed up for this.
I don't know how this became a thing, but it became a thing where me and Joyce do this every Wednesday, and then I think Honesty and Nathan came up with the idea to have it a Women's Wednesday. So we just get
and Honesty and Adam will be on there tomorrow because Honesty is what 14 years.
I think she's 15.
Is it? Honesty, are you 14 or 15?
Honesty also said Adam and I are open to talking about a recovery with our kids. They have been raised that mission. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I really think it's important. I think have you, Deanna, with you being new to recovery,
it's not just recovery. I think with anything that is life altering, hiding it from your kids or not speaking upon it does not make it go away. No. It doesn't make it something that did not happen. And why are you going to set your kids up for something that, for example, if you're telling them things that are not what's going on, later on in life, who's to say they're not going to turn around and look at you and say, I really don't like you because you're a liar.
Yeah.
Or who's to say they don't have a friend who goes through the same thing? And what is wrong with them having the tools to be able to utilize that and help that person? Yeah. A family member told her daughter that, her boyfriend, and they're very close, was going to college and said he was going to prison. So I looked at her and I said, so instead of coming back with a college diploma or college degree, he's coming back with a felony. I don't understand.
My aunt did that to me.
I don't get that. So yes, I think with something like this, it's important to be aware.
I think
this is not something that is not a new thing, and it's not something that doesn't, it's a rare thing. It's everywhere.
I feel like sometimes like I pray that my son does not go down the same pathway that me and his father decided to go down. But I feel like almost bringing him along with me and being open about everything with him kind of protects him
in the same way. Almost even better than if you were to hide it from him, because it does give him. I don't understand why more information would be a bad thing. Being more intelligent on subjects.
Now, what I don't want him to go to do is like announce to his class or something one day, like, my mom used to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, God.
My mom is a drug addict. Yeah.
Well, that's when the other lesson of what we do at home stays at home type thing with some of these things.
That sounds like me. It's funny that and when you said that, you never know if they have a friend that may need it or something, but you never know how your story would influence someone else. And, you know, my kids actually openly talk to their friends about their mom's story because their friends kind of knew me when I was, you know, different ways. And
so
I've actually had parents have, you know, that he's like, Mom, this person's parents going through this. And I gave them resources and to try to help them, you know, and that's not necessarily to come here, but I get them resources where they would be able to get help, you know. And I think that's really important. And I've had it before where people have contacted me. I had my sister-in-law. She has been on crack cocaine for, let's see, my son's 23, so 22 years. So like, and she never tried it. And then when I came this last Thanksgiving, around the family, she was like, dang, Joyce, you know, I see what you're doing and all this and that. I think I want it. And then, you know, 3:00 in the morning, every so often, she's like, I'm ready for help. I'm ready for help. But, you know, she won't never ready. And then me and her had a talk. And then she went first she followed my, you know, she went to detox. And then not detox, but the psych ward, because you don't really detox off crack cocaine. But then she went to, she actually went to, what's the one in Arlington? Phoenix House.
Oh, Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah. And then, but then, you know, when she was done, her whole mind was ready. But I was like, look, girl, 28 days ain't enough. You've been doing this for 22 years, you know, come to sober living. And I was going to have her come over here, even though I kind of didn't, you know, I wanted to get her plugged in with somebody else instead of being with us, because I feel like someone so close to me would probably propose a problem. But she was like, no, I got this. But the thing is when you go through it, you feel like you're strong enough. You feel like we're good in our 28 days. And but the thing is if we go right back to where we came from without setting up some kind of resources, our chances are 9 out of 10 that we might go back.
When I left, I came here originally just wanting to do the 28 days. And then when it came down, I realized I liked it. Okay. I liked being here. Yeah. And then I had to like sit down. Yeah, right. And then like the family, you know what I'm saying? And then I had to sit back and think, I'm like, okay, like, what are my options here? I can either go home to the exact same situation I left, when you know, and then, or I can like stay here and like do something completely different, because I didn't know what the hell I didn't know this area. I didn't know nobody, you know what I'm saying? So I chose to stay and just like build my life here rather than going to Chesterfield.
It's okay. It's all right. Breathe.
Going to Chesterfield or going back to where I'm from. It just isn't. So I just go and visit seldomly. I make my mom come up here and my dad.
So Deanna, for you, I liked your plan when you were saying that, you know, you're going to go home for a night, you're going to come back for a week. But then you said that, you know, intention in groups, but what other things that you think you can do when because you're all the way in Charlottesville, right?
Yeah. It's not that far away.
Yeah. It's not that far, but you know.
It really isn't. I ran a health club, many years ago I lived in Charlottesville, was given a health club here in Richmond. So the drive is literally like, because I did it 7 days a week for 4 months. Okay.
So
the drive is
45 minutes or an hour?
To the West End, it's 45 minutes. Okay. To this side of town, it's like hour 10, depending on traffic. But to me, it's really a blink of an eye. But they've got a lot of things up there as well. But
it'd be cool to start your own meeting or something, you know, be a motivator out there. Like, what?
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely doing meetings. My mom, I'll tell you what, the places that she went to meetings to are still there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
And she went to AA and NA, so I'm kind of interested in checking some of those places out. But I do want to keep my toe into McShin, though, because I really, the people here, you get to know so well, and everyone is such a family. And I genuinely love these people. I love everything about this place, and I've got to keep my toe in it somehow, some kind of way. And like I said, the drive is not that far. I'm not going to be able to do it every day of the week, but
a couple times will be good.
I mean, whatever you need to be involved. I really want to be involved in that, and the other side of it too. You know, it is self-rewarding, but it also help me help you type of thing. Yeah. You know, and I firmly believe in that. So
you can only keep what we got by giving it away.
I asked Jill. I said, Jill, is there money in the budget to build my kids' cabin in the backyard? And she was like, no. I was like, okay. Well, I had to ask. All you can say is no. So, yeah, I got to go back home.
What did Honesty put? I think she
said some kids that made fun of her daughter because of her and Adam's addiction.
That's unfortunate, to be honest. I mean, I think that, but
makes me sad.
Honestly, it is. It's sad, but then, you know, you never know the kids that are making fun of them. You don't know what their parents were doing either.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, like, what were you doing? Though?
Yeah, like, they're hiding it. So maybe in a couple of years, they'll be like, oh.
So then Tyrese said, I'm a peer. Nope, up there. Yeah, buddy. I'm a peer support specialist waiting to get my shadowing and certification. I just feel like I'm in limbo. I'm ready to transition. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's awesome. And then Tyrese also wants to know, where is this located?
We're in Richmond, Virginia.
Henrico.
Yep, Lakeside.
Right off Dumbarton, close to Staples Mill. Yep, Mary, she answered it. Okay, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
I think our kids are empowered when they know about our addictions, and they can be proud of their parents' strength and ability to change. It also helps them to understand that no matter what they go through in life, they can overcome. Absolutely.
That is
right
so
there.
true.
That's it.
And it's crazy you say that, because like going back to my conversation that I had this week with my children, they're like kind of a type of people like, oh man, if I can't do this right now, then I can't have it. And I explained, my oldest is upset because his vehicle is not working right now, and he wants to do this particular job, but he has to have his vehicle to do this particular job. And so he's just going to sit there. And I'm like, no, dude, what you got to do is go out, make the money, then go
fix
get your car, then get the thing. I said, when I came into sober living, I had no car. So I had to go, and I worked 4 jobs. I worked 2 at McShin, and then I worked 1 night and then 1 in the morning. And I did it just so I can, save up to get my first vehicle. But I did whatever I had to do to make sure I got my vehicle that I needed. Then I went and got the job that I wanted. I mean, it's you got to put your effort in it, and that's what I told them. And, even though it's not like recovery related, it's still life related, and it's really important to share our experiences.
You got to be able to, you got to be able to do life and stay in recovery at the same time.
Right.
Finding that, it's hand in hand.
And I think that's why it's so important to share with our kids what we go through, so that way they can see, maybe not our whole story is going to help them, but there's particular parts, and maybe we don't need to tell them everything. Obviously,
well, there's some things that are not age appropriate, but
a little bit. But there's certain parts that may help them in their everyday life.
I relate it to fitness in a sense that people walk into the door wanting, especially January New Year's resolutions, and they want to do a diet, and they want to do this quick, all these quick fixes. And instead of quick fixes, it's more of a lifestyle change and not a diet. It's a lifestyle change. It's figuring out how to live life in a different way. If you don't want to eat chips, don't buy them and put them in your house.
Right. If you don't like something about yourself, change it. Make a change.
And make it change.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Tyrese said, how can I be a person on your show? Normally Nathan's in here, and he shares his email whenever somebody asks. So
go ahead and share his email.
I don't know.
Think I might. I've got it for you. It's Nathan, NATHAN M at McShin, which is MCSHIN.org. So, or you can also email us at info@mcshin.org. You can email us there for any questions about getting on the podcast, or if you're just looking for some help for you or a family member. Also, you can always call us 804-249-1845, or call Dixie's directly.
Huh?
No, I'm not saying. I was seeing if you were paying attention. You keep on asleep.
Yeah, for sure. Just get with him, email him if you want to get on the podcast, and he'll set you up. And
we would love to have you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd like to have, we definitely encourage.
His email's at the bottom, and he commented it.
Awesome. Look at that. Boom, boom. So yeah, we definitely encourage anyone who's interested in the podcast, reach out to us. We would love to have you come on. I mean, everyone's experience is an experience to share.
So then Dana said, you ladies are awesome. I have 18 years free from addiction.
What? 18?
Go ahead, girl. Listen, 18. And it gives me life to see you women sharing your stories.
I like that.
Stories are powerful. I would love to send you guys a few copies of my book, Desperate for a Fix.
And we would love to receive them. I'd like to read.
She loves to read.
2300 Dumbarton Road. That's DUMB. Matter of fact, dude, can you put it on the message? Thanks, Justin.
Justin's over there. Justin's amazing.
He's our awesome guy.
He is.
So anything that you would like to share to someone new coming into recovery when we're wrapping this up?
don't give up, believe in yourself, take advantage of the resources and the things around you because they're there for a reason.
Absolutely.
And just keep plugging forward. Just believe in yourself.
And don't think that there's never any help. I've had people say, well, there's just nowhere that's going to help. There's somewhere, but there's resources everywhere. You just got to just reach out. I mean, there's got to be something. There will be something. And again, you can always check us or contact us on we've got a Facebook, obviously. I mean, we're on this link. But we've got our email address. Our address is on the screen as well. But definitely reach out. Just again, I think my whole point of today and what I've gotten from today is that if there's something that you don't like that's going on about yourself or the world, then what are you going to do to change it? Let's change it. Don't just sit there and dwell on it like, oh, what was me? Let's make a move, people.
Yeah.
What is your thing for today?
My thing for today?
I don't know. I'm just doing something now. I'd like to catch you off guard because she never knows.
I'll be paying attention.
Yeah.
You asked her what would she say to a newcomer coming in, right? Sure. See, I'll listen.
Yeah, whatever.
Just stay. Just like, look, this is what I was talking about. Just thug it out. You know what I'm saying? Thug it out for just a little bit, and then eventually, things will. You'll want to stay.
It's
right.
a good kind of addiction.
Right. Exactly. You'll want to stay, and things will just fall into place, man.
Well, I appreciate you, Deanna, for coming on.
For having me.
It was a pleasure.
Dix.
I'm glad you were able to stay up. Goodbye, y'all. Thank you again for getting the
good luck to everyone.
Bye.
Here at McShin, we believe in the McShin way, which is authentic recovery support service providers, people with lived experience, bringing that experience to those who need that lived experience in recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in many things to support our mission. We believe in women empowerment.
What I love most about what we believe here at McShin is we believe in the authenticity of the peer-to-peer approach.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in giving people opportunity.
Here at McShin, we believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
At the McShin Foundation, we believe in helping people reach their full potential.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in multiple pathways to recovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in placing principles before personalities to help spread hope.
Here at McShin, we believe that recovery is possible and that any person seeking recovery can become a more acceptable, responsible, and productive member of society.
Here at the McShin Foundation, we believe in self-discovery.
Here at McShin, we believe in saving lives and offering second chances.
Here at McShin, we believe you can do this.
Here at McShin Foundation, we believe that we can only keep what we have by giving away, which is why we continue to help others like us seek and find recovery.
Any place, we'll get there.